and let's go in. My name's Lewis Bennett, and I'm joined today by my good friend of over 10 years now.
Yep.
10 years? Damn. Richard Locke is his name, at RichardLocke12. If you want to follow him on social media, it'll be down here somewhere. Probably not where the mics are. Probably clearer here or there. So, how did you start out in the industry? Is it something you always knew that you wanted to do, or?
No, I remember doing some shows when I was really young. And I remember sitting under the stage. It's a very typical story, but sitting under the stage, and there was this trapdoor that was open, and I could see the theatre lights above, and this guy was doing the scene. And I'd never seen anybody being real, but from that perspective and making it look real, even though I could see the fantasy and I was underneath the stage. So that was a bit of a crossover in my mind of weirdness, actually, but that stuck with me. And then it was like I got my school results and I did best in drama, and then I was like, well, I best focus on that then.
Same, yeah.
So I left the rugby team, much to the dismay of the team. You're going to do ballet? I was like, not just ballet, you know.
Exclusively ballet.
And then the road has been embarked upon and committed to ever since, really, in some form, creatively, some way.
So it was, what age would you say, a defining moment of like, right, I'm not going to do rugby, I'm going to do?
That was like 16.
16? So 16, how old are you now? Right.
37.
It's been a while.
37.
So you've been in the industry 20 years?
I am an actor. I am not a numeracy person.
No.
I don't know how many years that is.
But it's fair to say that you've been in the industry quite a while.
Oh, yeah.
So you've done quite a few things. You've been in quite high-end film sets. You've just finished on the West End. From those jobs, the higher-end jobs, what surprised you the most whilst on a big film set or performing on the West End?
I think two things. Like on set is the time. Just be prepared for long days. Just be prepared for long days, and what that does to your energy and how to manage that, so that when you are called, which could be after 5 hours of nothing, you're ready to go because they're now ready for you. They don't care if you're not ready because you are ready.
Yeah.
And I think the second thing was the vocabulary with which they speak. It might be changing, but I haven't seen it too much yet. There is a politeness, but there is also an absolute lack of superfluous words.
Blunt.
This needs doing, and do it now. I don't need to say you did a good job. I don't need to say please and thank you. I only have the time to say get me this and move on. And the skin with which you've got to wear when you're on that set for those long hours has to be thick. Otherwise, you can get broken by it. I'd say if you protect yourself over those two things, you'll be fine.
What are your plans for the future?
More film.
More film.
More singing. More music. More acting. More writing. More.
Advice you would give to someone who's starting out?
Go through all of those things that you wish would never have happened.
Of course.
I once told my director off for not paying attention in the sword fight thing, and I've never been, let alone employed by him again, spoken to but hit by him again. Understand the hierarchy within which you work and stick to it and stay in your lane. Say yes and things like that. And until you're Tom Hanks, you've got no real power.
Yeah.
And so do your job. So all the things that you do wrong, I think, are imperative because they're like stabilizers for me as I go along. Go, don't do that again. The pain on the wrong side of respect, your ego, all of those bits and bobs. It's nice to stay within the brackets of working and being a nice person to work with.
That's so important. I mean, I know if I were a director or casting or something and there was someone who was 10 out of 10 acting and was an to work with compared to a 9 or an 8 out of 10 acting, I would choose the person who was a very nice person. I would choose the 8 and 9 because that's the person I'm going to spend 2 weeks.
Well, the 10 can turn into a 9 or an 8 because of the energy that they make other people.
Of course.
Unless that's the right thing that you're looking for and you're going to do some weird...
There's always outliers in situations like that.
Wizard magic, yeah.
So you've got a script and you've read the script, you've understood the lines, you've learnt the lines. Now time Now the time comes to build the character. Can you talk us through that?
So I'd say first off, openness. There's multiple techniques on how to build a character, but one I enjoy is reading the script from everybody's perspective. So you see how you're viewed from other people, you see how you're viewed from outside of your eyes, and when you say your lines, and without attaching anything to that, just read through that and see what that facilitates. Then I would say is a period of time, which is lock yourself away in a room and play, investigate, go wrong, go right, look ugly, look beautiful, and you go in and out to find out certain things. You've also got to do your maths. Where's the structure of the piece? You've got to then fit, when you found out the energies of when you can go to the heights and the lows of where this person comes from, linking that in with the said script of your arc and your super arc and what your point in the whole production is, so that you don't overplay or underplay what your message is within the piece, within the lines that you've got to deliver. But then it's on top of that, and doing all the old, like, you know, who was my mum, who was my dad, where have I been, where am I going, is again playing with it. So taking it out of the room once you've got a load of answers and you've played and you've got him kind of up here like a skin, and then go out into the street and go and buy a packet of chewing gum, or go and order dinner, or go and get the train and start a conversation with a stranger and then leave when the train stop comes. You know, you've always got an out, but go and test this character in real life, so that when they shout action, or when you have to suddenly go on stage, the element of like, oh my god, it's really here, is there. But that, as a character actor, that's what creates the separation, is that you've tested all of these things. You've tested running, you've tested walking, you've tested standing up and sitting down, going to sleep, brushing the teeth, wiping your, you know, it's all of those things added in with what your duty is within the piece, and then always going back to the words, So succinctly, that, it's easy as that.
I love that, and the idea of having, because every day is filled with micro interactions, be it buying something from a shop, a hi, have a nice day, using that opportunity.
You're right, pal, you got a packet of that Wrigley's Extra. Yeah, no fucking hurry up, dude. I've got to be on my way, right? And my fucking breath honks now. She's a beautiful bird. All right, pal, see you later. God, that was scary. I just went in and pretended to be a Scottish person. Do you know what I mean? You just...
Yeah. Bringing your own life experience into a performance. I wondered if you could talk a little bit about how you as an actor will bring in different roles, what you've experienced in life into that role, and how that's helped you, and the benefits or negatives, I'd imagine benefits, of life experience, how that will aid you as a performer.
There's a lot of answers to that. I'm going to say business as one of them. And I don't mean business as like I've set up an account with a bank and now I'm the CEO of a business. It's more the business of what you're doing as you're doing things in life, to help you accentuate a point. For example, if I were trying to show you this photo, so like that whole element there of business, of just using something to accentuate a point, to be maybe a bit bumbly. If you were life experience of being in a kitchen, life experience of being on a building site, life experience of going out and working in a supermarket, or of being a baker, or of working as a paper boy, or working here or working there, or in all of these factions of life, you can take elements from that when you do a part. We are the clay of our own making a story. That you're going to draw from them if you're doing some form of creation, but the daily habits that you can pick up are great. So for example, oh my god, I just got this new job, I move into this New York flat, you know, utilize your everyday to guide what you're doing, but then when you bring that into a creative thing, you can go as minute as this door is on the set, but I've lived here for 6 months now. I'm going to go in and out of that door when I'm not called on set 1,000 times, so that when they shout action, I can use my daily thing, because it's my daily thing now, to come in and I kick the door shut, I catch it so it doesn't slam, close it quietly, lock the door, I can turn around and say, honey, I'm home, and it looks naturalistic. And that's just bringing, you know, movements from, I've lived at home and that's my real life, and I know that when I'm at home and I'm doing my route through, it's a very habitual thing. and you can bring that in too creatively. So elements of business are important because they add just a really nice contrast and colour and pop to your acting. If you've thought about those levels too.
We do need to go.
Yeah.
Because we have a show to do. And we need to shut this down. So thank you so much.
No problem, anytime.
Appreciate it.
All right.
Lovely,
Right.
Good stuff.